And thanks for staying with us for News 3 Now at 5.
Our First Warn weather team has been tracking alert day conditions for snow, wind, and icy roads since the weekend.
And it's all really coming to a head tonight. We're bringing you team coverage throughout our evening newscast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington in studio. He is tracking the storm.
Arman Rahman and Tanisha Shaw are live with road conditions and safety tips for those who need to be outside during this weather. But let's begin with your First Warn forecast. And Alex, what can you tell us? You've got the alert day glasses on tonight.
Got the alert day glasses. I've had them on for a few days now for good reason. That's because we're still expecting snow, windy conditions, and icy roads across all of southern Wisconsin, especially for Madison and areas to the north. That's from this point on through Wednesday morning, at least through 6 o'clock on Wednesday morning with some improving conditions. Right now on Radar 3000, normally I'd zoom in on certain communities, but I want to start out wide here because we do have light snow starting to fall across much of southern Wisconsin, especially up on the interstate between the Dells up towards Camp Douglas. I want to quick put on our temperatures here as well because this is critical to what type of weather you're going to see. Lone Rock, Boscobel, Mineral Point, Madison, we're sitting in the upper 20s. You see a little bit of pink on Radar 3000. We could be looking at a little bit of freezing rain and freezing drizzle mixed in with some of that light snow. And this is where the snow is coming down heavy at this point in time up by the Minneapolis area, and it's going to quickly sweep off towards the south and east. So we expect rapidly deteriorating conditions as we move into the evening hours as snow becomes widespread across all of southern Wisconsin, and that rain snow line between rain to snow is going to be very close to the Madison area, which will make a big impact on the amounts of snow that we'll see likely to the north of Madison and areas to the south that may not see much, if any, snow at all. We're keeping a very close eye on radar trends, future track observations right now on our live Queen Bee Radio Skycam. I don't see snow falling at this point in time. It's a little bit difficult here, and we'll take a quick peek here in our Dodgeville Uplands Hill Skycam. Not seeing any snow right now, but that is going to change over the course of the next couple hours. And when I'm back, we'll use Future Track to take you from now through the end of this weather event.
All right, Alex, thank you. Let's check in now with our Arman Rahman.
Yeah, he's live giving us an update on the current road conditions. Arman, how does it look right now, and how will street crews handle all this?
We're out here right now live on the west side of Madison. The snow has not begun to fall just yet, but we can feel those temperatures plummeting. Now, I believe Alex mentioned the possibility of freezing rain, and that could be a bit of a roadblock for city road crews because they already have not been able to pre-treat the roads with brine because they are already so wet and covered from the previous snowfall we've had. So with freezing rain, crews just have to keep staying on top of the city's 800 miles of salt routes.
There's limited tools to deal with that. Like, we can salt it, but that's kind of about it. And so we can't plow rain. That's the one thing about it. So we can try to put some salt down and help break up that ice from forming, but then the rain would wash it away. So what do you have to do? You have to reapply the salt again if it winds up freezing up.
Make sure to park on the side of the street with even house numbers tonight. Crews will plow snow and spread salt for as long as the storm requires. Then, since pavement temperatures are going to be so warm, that snowpack that developed is expected to thaw into this wet and slushy mess. Crews are going to start clearing that out early tomorrow to get ahead of the dip in temperatures that is expected that will then freeze that into ice. And speaking of ice, the safety side of that is something that our Tanisha Shaw has been covering all day. Tanisha?
Hey, Arman. Yeah, like you said, I've been out here all day, and right now the streets are clear. There's nothing there for now. But later tonight and in the morning, that wintry mix with rain and snow will impact roadways like this road, like Raymond Road, right here on Madison's west side. The Madison Police Department and local snow plowers ask everyone to stay home during their evening and morning commute if they do not have to go out. Earlier today, I spoke to Action Jackson from Jackson's Yard Care. He said that this winter has been very busy for local snow plowers with the back-to-back snow. He says that that's very different compared to last year. They have been very busy this winter, but he's asking everyone if they do have to go out this evening or in the morning to take their time.
Well, stay off the roads as much as possible. If we have a lot of ice, a lot of snow out there, make sure that you just go home, you go watch a movie, you stay with family and friends, and that you just stay off the roads. is hazardous out there. There's a lot of black ice, so be careful.
And the Madison Police Department is also giving some advice to drivers. They ask everyone to be very alert on the roadways, to take their time, make sure that your lights are on, and of course, give a lot of room for snowplowers on the road. Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Very good advice, Tanasia. Thank you. And to see if your child's school will delay their start time tomorrow, head to channel3000.com. On the top left of the homepage, you'll find school closings and delays. And that's where specific delays for schools and their districts will be updated.
And we'll continue to cover the alert day conditions on News 3 Now. You can track the forecast for yourself with our First Warn weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and the all-important radar as that storm moves through. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
Now to a developing story as Madison police say they are part of a multi-jurisdictional sexual assault investigation. The department said it began just before 2 in the morning on Monday. The location they gave us is McDivitt Road on the city's south side by the Kaiser Ford and Bristol Arms apartments. No arrests have been made. Police say the investigation is still active. We have been following up on this all day and will provide updates right here on News 3 Now and online at channel3000.com.
A new law in Wisconsin increases penalties for human trafficking and for trafficking a child. Today, Governor Evers signed Assembly Bill 265, which is now Wisconsin Act 56, into law. The Republican-authored bill creates a mandatory minimum sentence for child trafficking of 15 years, creates a mandatory minimum for human trafficking of 10 years, and it also increases the statute of limitations for prosecuting human trafficking.
A Wisconsin man who authorities say faked his death and then went to Europe is out of jail. Online records show 46-year-old Ryan Borgwart was out of custody as of December 2nd. In August, a judge sentenced him to 89 days in a county jail after he pleaded no contest to obstructing an officer. Borgwart went missing in August of 2024 after he didn't return from a kayaking trip on Green Lake. He was presumed dead after his kayak washed ashore, but later investigators discovered he was alive in Eastern Europe. Police made contact with him and he voluntarily returned in December of last year.
An entire backyard poultry flock in Marquette County is dead from bird flu. The Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says the birds from the flock will not enter the food system. The bird flu, highly contagious. It can be spread through contact with infected birds, even equipment, clothing, and commingling with wild birds or their droppings. DATCAP encouraging livestock owners to restrict access to animals and disinfect their equipment to curb that spread.
Wisconsin is part of a nationwide task force trying to drive down the frequency of robocalls. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul and other attorneys general sent warning letters to 4 telecom companies directing them to stop transmitting suspected illegal robocalls across their networks. Today, the companies, which are the largest voice providers in the U.S., have helped transmit hundreds of millions of imposter robocalls over the course of just a few years.
These calls come from all over. A lot of scams come from overseas. It's part of why enforcement can be really challenging with these and why prevention is so important and why working systematically is so important.
The latest letter from the attorneys general marks the second phase of the task force's Operation Robocall Roundup. In August, the group sent a letter to 37 companies and saw several changes that included 4 companies ending high-risk customer accounts that were identified as transmitting illegal traffic.
And still ahead at 5, News 3 Now's First Warn weather team has been tracking tonight's alert day conditions since back on the weekend.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us when we're back with a look at where that wintry mixed storm is right now.
Plus, still to come, Bo knows football. Why Bo Melton's touchdown against the Bears Sunday had such a big impact on the Green Bay sideline. Jason Wilde reports from Lambeau Field.
And
that's next.
And on Wall Street, the Dow seeing red numbers once again, falling 179 points. The Nasdaq gained more than 30. The S&P 500 loses an even half dozen.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5, moving forward.
We're giving the weather satellite a spin, and this is a live look at northwestern Wisconsin. This is near Hudson. The winter storm is headed our way from up there, and some cities have already declared snow emergencies or snow events in anticipation of this weather.
Well, Alex, First Warn Weather Team's really been tracking this storm since the weekend, and what are you expecting at this hour?
We're expecting what you just saw off to the north and west to make it down here into Madison. One of the biggest questions is, will we stay as snow or will we mix in with some rain and freezing rain?
That's tricky.
That line's a little south, right?
A little bit south, and some of our models are taking it to the south, some of it take it to the north, and that's really what the First Warn Weather Team, we're really keeping a close eye on that with Radar 3000 as part of our alert day conditions here, folks. Alert day conditions across all of southern Wisconsin for that snow, wind, and icy roads. Even if you just get rain, the roads are so cold from all that Arctic air, it will ice up tonight, and this will continue tonight through Wednesday morning, at least at 6 a.m. Let's start in southern Wisconsin. This is really starting to fill in here. You know I like to get down to community level, but right now I want to show you that all of southern Wisconsin, light snow maybe mixed in with a little bit of freezing rain and sleet. We've had that reported in parts of southwest Wisconsin, up towards Minneapolis, up towards the Hudson area. That's where you see the dark blues, and that heavy blue is going to slide off towards the south and towards the east. There you see it rapidly moving towards southern Wisconsin, and Future Track, I think, doing a great job starting off with a bit of light snow. But this is what we got to keep an eye on, is that pink line. That is the difference between heavy snow, or at least moderate to heavy snow, and some freezing rain and rain. And that little line, just like I said last night, that's 10 to 30 miles in a south to north band. That's very, very, very thin band here of where you're going to see snow to significantly less snow. But Boscobel, Mineral Point, Monroe, and Janesville, even if you turn over terrain, even if it turns over to rain in Madison, the roads are very cold, and if they're not treated, they will slicken up very, very quickly. This weather system moves into southern Wisconsin. Midnight, a mix of rain in Madison, snow to the north, then turns back over to all snow behind. Look at the timing, 6 a.m. This is that morning commute to school and to work. We will have scattered snow showers with a little bit additional accumulation and windy conditions, falling temperatures, so we'll see things slicking up throughout the morning on Wednesday, especially on those untreated surfaces. What are we expecting? Now, our snow totals, which we put out yesterday, first in town to do that, not seeing a big difference here from Lone Rock to Madison, a slushy 1 to 3 inches of snow, 1 inch if that rain snow line makes it up to Madison, 3 inches if that rain snow line stays a little bit further to the south. Better chances for accumulating wet snow to the north up towards the Dells, Juneau, Adams, Marquette, Green Lake over to Dodge County, and areas towards the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Less than an inch, but don't let your guard down. Those back roads, those untreated roads, any roads that aren't getting traction from vehicles, they're going to ice up too. So we're all in this together with some form of adverse weather with these alert day conditions. And windy conditions sticking around into Wednesday, gusting at times over 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be a blustery, cold day on Wednesday behind this weather system. Where are we in the timeline right now? We are right here, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Snow and a bit of that freezing rain has started in parts of southern Wisconsin. We're starting the period of greatest impacts. From 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., the rates of precipitation, meaning the snow, the rain, the freezing rain, they get heavier, and we could have some rain even here in Madison. Then it all transitions back over to snow as we head towards 6 o'clock in the morning, and things can ice up on those roads that are not treated. And then behind me here, everything ends after 9 a.m., but it will be a cold and blustery day with falling temperatures throughout the day on Wednesday. An early high of 29. Temperatures by the end of the day will be in the low to mid 20s. As we head out a little bit further into the future here, little light snow possible Thursday night going into Friday. I'm going to swing around here real quick. Saturday going into Sunday, another set of alert day conditions. Those alert day conditions are for wind chills as cold as minus 25. So we transition from just a couple degrees above freezing all the way back to that Arctic air mass by Saturday and Sunday. I want to tune in again tonight at 6 of the very latest with Radar 3000 showing you where's the snow, where's the mixed precipitation, where's that rain snow line, because it's critical to how much snow some folks get tonight.
All right, Alex, we'll be watching. Thank you so much. Well, just 38 seconds left in the first half Sunday in their win over the Chicago Bears. The Packers got a massive touchdown from a player, and it was maybe a bit surprising to Green Bay fans.
News 3 Now's senior Packers writer Jason Wilde fills us in on why Bo Melton's touchdown catch had such an impact on his teammates.
A couple of years ago, Bo Melton caught a crucial touchdown pass in the Packers' playoff push in a game in Minnesota. He was playing wide receiver then. Then this offseason, the Packers moved him to cornerback, something that never happens in the NFL, because they wanted to make sure that their special teams star was able to stay on the roster with some other position. Now, Bo Melton is back playing wide receiver, and on Sunday, he caught a 45-yard touchdown pass against the arch-rival Chicago Bears that had the entire sideline exploding. Tells you everything you need to know about how Matt LaFleur and Bo Melton's teammates feel about it.
Oh, Bo is one of us. He is made of the right stuff. He is a G. So just his contributions, I think you could see it, just how excited. I mean, everybody's excited when you score a touchdown. But I don't know if you guys saw the sidelines and just how everybody reacted when he scored that touchdown. I mean, we've got to be careful that we don't have guys coming off the bench without their helmet on. So, but they were fired up for Bo, and Bo just, what you're going to get every time. You're going to get his absolute best. He is going to fight for everything out there, and what's so cool is just the moment's never too big for him, whether it's on special teams, defense, offense. And for him to be in that situation to make obviously a very impactful play was pretty cool.
It's worth noting that Melton continues to practice both at cornerback and at wide receiver, never knowing where he might be needed. The Packers getting ready for their matchup with the Denver Broncos, the best team in the AFC, and a game that you can watch here on Channel 3, a 3:25 kickoff on Sunday. We'll have full coverage leading into the game and of the game itself on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for the Packers newsletter, which delivers that coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Thank you, Jason. And don't forget, you can watch the Packers take on the Broncos right here on WISC TV. Boy, it's a good thing they're not in Green Bay. Single digits in Green Bay, 60 degrees expected in Denver as the game kicks off 3:25 on Sunday.
And Jason's face won't freeze if he's in Denver. Up next at 5, lawmakers on the Hill hear from a woman whose son died by suicide after becoming a victim of sextortion, how Congress is trying to prevent more deaths like his. Stay with us.
News 3 Now at 5.
Well, live look at the Wisconsin Department of Transportation winter road conditions map. About what you'd expect in the western half of the state. The storm heading our way, covered from the Twin Cities area. You can see those areas in Wisconsin that it has passed through, either partially or completely covered in snow. And Alex will join us. Final check your forecast in the next 10 minutes or so.
In national news, one person is dead and multiple others are hurt after a shooting on Kentucky State University's campus today. Police responded to an active aggressor on KSU's campus at about 3:35 local time. Police report one of the injured people is in critical condition in the hospital. A university official says the shooting happened in the area of South Campus and a suspect is in custody.
The U.S. Supreme Court considering removing the limit on how much political parties can spend in coordination with candidates. Today, justices heard arguments made in the case, which now Vice President J.D. Vance filed back in 2022. Supporters, including fundraising branches for Senate and House Republicans, say the limits are inconsistent with the Supreme Court's campaign finance doctrine. Democratic groups, the campaign finance experts say removing the caps would create a loophole for the amount that donors can give to federal candidates.
Well, just one day after Wisconsin passed a law that charges perpetrators of sextortion with a felony if the victim dies by suicide, the U.S. Senate heard from advocates today demanding a crackdown on sextortion at the federal level. At a Senate committee hearing today, Tamia Woods testified that her 17-year-old son died by suicide after becoming a victim of sextortion. She spoke in support of newly introduced legislation that would make it a federal crime to coerce children into physically harming themselves, others, or animals.
I don't care what it is. You speak up. You say something. You stand up for yourself, because we can make sure that we have your back no matter what. I would give anything to have my son back. And if they have to learn, if they have to see James' face, if they have to see my tears, I'm going to make sure that it happens. If it means that I can save your grandchildren, I'm going to do it.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children says in recent years it's seen a massive increase in reports of online exploitation, including some involving generative artificial intelligence.
And stay with us. We'll get a final check of your First Warn forecast when we come back.
Is it possible to keep kids off social media? Australia is trying. Their first of its kind ban is now in effect. Is that something that could happen here in the U.S.? It's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And then coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6, we continue our team coverage of tonight's alert day conditions. Our First Warn weather team will keep providing those updates on where the storm is, and our crews are out in the field telling us how it could impact you. Again, top of the hour. Join us for News 3 Now at 6.
Finally, at 5, you might be able to see the northern lights tonight. If you want to look for the aurora, check around midnight. Other times you could see the phenomenon are just after sunset and before sunrise. Alex, you think we'll be able to see?
I'm picturing someone out there looking up at the sky with like freezing snow coming.
Full of snow.
Yeah.
Fortunately, this one not going to pan out. You'd have to get up above the cloud line to see them, but tune in tonight at 6 o'clock. We'll have the very latest showing Radar 3000. Where's the rain? Where's the rain? Snow line between rain and freezing rain. We'll have the latest too on Future Track. Here's that snow coming in from the north and west, coming in quickly.
All right, Alex will keep us posted. Thanks for watching News 3 Now at 5. CBS News Evening News coming up next.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll be back in 30 minutes. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.